going to do? All right. All right. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everybody tonight? I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you guys have had a great week. Here we are. It is Friday already. Man, this time just is going by so fast. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But what are you going to do? That's part of the game that we are game that we have to play, I guess. So, all right. So anyway, before we jump into anything, I just want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. If you cannot abide by those really simple, easy rules, those awesome people lit up in blue with the blue wrenches will boot you out of here because we are not going to have that. We're going to have a good chat. So I got to tell you, you're going to get a kick out of this before we get started. I had these razors that I had gotten at the dollar store way back when. I mean, it's been. I'll tell you how long it's been, and it's to kind of give you an idea how many of these razors I bought. Um, these razors came three to a pack, and there was four blades, and they worked unbelievably awesome. Best razors I've ever worked for, and you're getting a pack of three for $1, and three razors would last you a month. I mean, and I have a heavy beard, and so I can't use. I mean, some people get away with using other stuff. I have a heavy beard. So anyway, so I was getting lower on them. So I was trying. You couldn't get them in the dollar store anymore. They didn't have them anymore. And so actually, I'll get the replacement ones. I'll show you what I ended up getting. So I saw it online, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting the same ones, and I ordered them, and they were still fairly cheap online. And what they sent me was not what I had ordered. Okay, and I was like, oh crap, they sent me this crap, and but it's only two blades. And I'm like, well, okay, well I finally ran out. And I'll give you an example. My ex and I have not been together in what 12 years, and I bought them while we were still together. So that's how long these razor blades that I had bought. Like I went to the store and they had like 72 packages, and I bought all 72 packages. I mean they were that good of a razor. So finally had to start using these other razors, and I'm like, well, okay, it's a two blade razor. We'll see how it goes. And tonight, I just before the stream, I shaved my head and my face, and it's like this is the fourth time I've used this, and it's only two blades. Now I'm going to show you what I'm using now, and you guys are going to laugh at me, and I don't care, but I'll show you anyway. All right, so here's the box. Okay, Supermax Kiwi 3. It says 6 packs of four. It says triple blade disposable razors. Okay, maybe it is three. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to show you. So it's 6 packs in each one of these, and again, they were still really cheap. Uh, oh, it is three blades. Okay, well the other one was four. They're pink. So I have these that I'm using, but there's four. Well, the other one only had three, and these are triple. So I was like, well, let's see how these ones do. And I honestly, I'm very surprised that it's done so well. So yeah, I'm using a pink razor. So obviously these are supposed to be for ladies, but they didn't send me what I had ordered. I had ordered the other ones were black, so and it was four blades. But you know what? I will say, uh, for me to get four shavings for my head and my face out of it, very impressed. And I'm going to try to use it one more time and see how that goes. I can tell it's starting to get duller. So, but guess what? I don't care. It works. It's all I care about, that it works, and I'll go from there. So, all right. Oh my God. But yeah, but it's great razors. And that's probably why they don't sell them anymore, because too many people started figuring out. Yeah, a straight razor. I have a couple of straight razors, and those are my SHTF shaving my head and face utensils. So, but all right. So before, so what do we got? 226 in the chat. So my head looks marvelous. Well, thank you. You actually have to have the right kind of head to shave your head, and I just I'm very fortunate that I do. I've seen some people with their head shaves, and I look at their heads and I go, yeah, you probably should grow your hair back. Lumpy and weird looking heads, but I got pretty lucky. I got a big head. I know that. So, but yep. So anyway, so it worked out really good. So what do we got? 234 in the chat already. We're at 100, or 88 thumbs up. I was gonna say 188, but no, that's not the case. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to do so to show support for the channel, and I thank you ahead of time for that. And it really makes a big difference, with the algorithms. So the more interaction, the better it is for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. Also, well, you got a big bump now on your head when you try to shave anything, JJ. Just so you guys know, and JJ's got a scar from his brain surgery that starts at his ear, that goes over the top of his head like this, and ends at the other ear. They literally peeled his head back. So not doesn't look really comfortable. It doesn't look like it's a fun thing to heal from. Uh, and I was just talked to JJ the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, man." He goes, "When I woke up, he goes, I had a killer headache." I'm thinking, "You think?" They're in there rooting around in your brain pan. Geez, I wonder why you would have a headache. So, but constant headache. Yeah, that would suck. But you're alive, brother, and that's the key. That is the key right there. You're still with us. So you do what you got to do. But anyway, so crazy week in the news. What's going on? It just, here's what kills me. We're going to talk about this first, and then we're definitely. Oh, that's because you have a big brain. Well, I guess. Here's the weird part. Albert Einstein, who was considered a genius, used 12% of his brain. 12%. Okay. The rest, the normal average person, uses 10% of their brain. And I know several people that I don't think use 10% of their brain. But anyway, but you have to realize the untapped potential that we have in our minds if we would open ourselves up to that, and and try to get that going. There's a lot of untapped potential in there. And like I said, when they said that Albert Einstein, who was considered a genius, only used 12% of his brain, that's crazy. So, but anyhow, so one of the things that blows me away. So I'm sure by now everybody's heard. It's been all over the news. The guy turned down a huge contract because he didn't want their money. Rich Man North of Richmond, right? I mean, a lot of people have heard the song. I've heard the song. I actually liked it. It speaks to the average man or woman out there that is busting their butt day to day, and trying to work hard, and they're feeling like they're getting screwed constantly, which they are, and it amazes me how the left, and I hate using left and right and stuff like that, but when it's appropriate, it's appropriate. We'll go with the extreme left, not all the left. So let's go with the extreme left. We'll take that, twist it, and say, oh well, it's racist and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, how? I didn't get that out of that that song. It's a frustrated individual that's working their butt off all the time, and so that touches people, that reaches people, and it's amazing to me. I mean, I think it's, I think it's a fantastic song. I got a ton of respect for him for turning down the big money, and yeah, speaking to the average man. Yep, yep, and that's exactly what it is. He's speaking to what a lot of people are feeling, a lot of the frustration that people are feeling, and I get it. I totally get it, and I totally respect it. You know what I mean? But it it amazes me that if something is perceived, right, is perceived as this side or that side, that this side over here, the extreme left, will take it and be like, oh, that's horrible. You shouldn't do it. We need to cancel that, or whatever the case may be. That whole cancel culture, you know, from that. But when they do something, okay, then the rest of us are supposed to be, working with it and stuff like that. Well, what it comes down to me, okay, values. That's what comes down to me. It depends on what your values are. Some things that may be offensive to somebody else is not offensive to somebody else, and again, I really, really wish we could get back to this. I really do, to be tolerant of each other. Unfortunately, that is not the case these days anymore. People are not tolerant of each other, and there is a lot of hatred, and there's a lot of division. And in my opinion, strictly again my opinion, this all started. You want to go back to Barack Obama's presidency, the galvanization of hate and the fanning of the flames by the media, who puts out there what they're told to put out there, and they keep causing that division. And and it's nonsense. It's complete nonsense, and we need, as a human race of people, to come together to overcome that nonsense and just work together. You know what I mean? Just work together. It's just, I get so tired of it. I really, really do. But um, I don't think that I watched your video, but where were the storms? Oh, they had already passed, John. If you saw all the leaves that were down in the yard and stuff like that here, I mean, that wind was whipping, whipping this morning. Me and Hella had gone out this morning, and it was just, I was like, holy crap. And she had gone down to do her business. And I mean, the winds were really, really, it was starting at that point. And I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, girl, come on. And man, she come flying. She was like, yeah, I don't want to be out here in this either. So, but yep, your tent's still there, Malachi's Corner. Yep. Yeah, everything. Yeah, and the tarp is good. It held up. Honestly, when that wind was blowing like that, I walked over and I like looked and I'm like, okay, it's still there. It's still doing okay. Um, yeah, it's fine. But yeah, no issues with that. But man, that wind was blowing. It was absolutely blowing. So just so everybody knows, if there's any issue with the stream tonight too, just to let you guys know, I will get right back on right away. Hopefully we don't have any issues. But that is, it could happen, and if it does, just look for me. I will be right back on. So just putting that out there ahead of time. Yeah, I don't know about an early winter. I mean, the leaves are already changing here. Excuse me, and they're coming down, and I'm like, man, this is too. I'm not ready for this yet. The kids down here in West Virginia just started going back to school. Back in New York, they won't go back to school until after Labor Day. So, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, this weather is it's something we've needed that rain today. I'll tell you what. I wish it had rained longer. I hope we get more. They're saying that we're going to get more, but we definitely we need a good, steady soaking all day long. That's what we need. As much as that would suck being in that kind of weather all day, it would definitely be something that would really be good. So, but anyway, Nebraska started school August 11th. Wow. Carol says school started here on Monday. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird how that's going. So the other thing I was going to talk about, the Wagner Group, right? Or yeah, it's Wagner Group, the leader. Now, and here's the thing: is there's not been a confirmation yet, and that's kind of the whole thing is weird. But the plane that he was supposed to be on, right, um, crashed. Now, was it shot down? Was there sabotage? Whatever the case may be, I'm not going to sit here and speculate. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh yeah, Putin got him." I'm not doing any of that stuff because it's like, until you know, if Putin came out and said, "Yeah, you crossed me, this is what you get," right? Then I'll go, "Okay, he did it." Until then, it's all speculation and throwing your opinions in there. I personally didn't think it. Now, if he was on the plane and he is deceased, let's say, if that is the case, I am not surprised. I am not surprised because you go against somebody as powerful as Putin, you go against somebody here in the United States. I mean, you can disappear in a hurry, or there be an accident, right? So who knows with that one? But it, you know, if Putin doesn't even have to claim it, yeah, no, absolutely not. Um, but if it was shot down or if it had a malfunction, it had an accident crash, all we know is whoever was on that plane is no longer with us. And if one of those people that was on that plane was the head of the Wagner Group, right? Then that then obviously we're going to speculate and say, that doesn't seem quite right, but it wouldn't shock me. So you can't go against powerful people and expect there not to be consequences for your action. You know, another thing this week, I'm sure you all saw, and this one, guys, I'll tell you what, I, to me, okay, well, the first part of this we're going to talk about, and then the second part of it we're going to talk about too. And the second part of it is complete and utter BS, and as far as I'm concerned, again, strictly my opinion only. Um, but the first part I actually got a kick out of because the president had to, or president had to turn himself in, in Georgia to be booked. He's out on bail. And it's just like, really, the left, and that's the whole left there, folks. Okay, they are doing anything that they can to discredit Trump. What's this, four indictments, I think now, right? Four indictments they're doing, and it's amazing the timing. Let's look at the timing of this first. Did they do it the year after the election? Did they do it during Biden's first year? No, they did not. Did they do it Biden's second year? No. They're doing it now. Why are they doing it now? The question comes up. Oh, that's right, because next year's an election year. So, and obviously the front runner from the get go has been Trump and continues to remain being Trump. And what I find fascinating in the whole thing is, again, the left is doing absolutely everything that they can possibly do to discredit him, to blame him, to charge him with whatever they can charge him with, to try to get it so that he is not going to be the one that is. But I'll tell you right now, if the election was held today, Trump would get reelected right now. He is absolutely the front runner by a large, large margin for the Republican Party. And if he goes up against Joe once again, and and Harris, oh my God, he should destroy them because that's been a clown show. And I think that the left really has to go, you know what, we can't have this clown coming back in here trying to do this again, because all Trump's got to do is show everything that has happened, everything that's gone on, and so I think that, like I said, I think it would be a landslide, but who knows, who knows, the whole thing is a bread and circus, exactly. The whole thing is just a big fiasco. It's a big distraction, but you know, it's just amazing to me. It really, really is. That all's the left has done is galvanized the support for Trump. That's all they've done. And I've told you guys, and I'll say this again. I like Trump. I like Trump. I think he was actually trying to help the country. I think he did a lot of good things when he was in office. And, you can agree to disagree, and that's perfectly fine. And that's okay. You're entitled to your right to your opinion. But you look what Biden has done, and you look where gas prices are now. That's a huge, huge thing. A huge thing to me. And things continue to get worse. They are not getting better. Even though they continue to tell you how the economy is booming and everything's getting better, well, why would hospitals? There's a hospital that just shut down. Let's talk about that type of stuff. Let's talk about the jobs that are being lost and the businesses that are going under and going out of business, and how I think Burger King is shutting down like 400 stores. You know, it's just it's amazing to me that things are getting worse and worse and worse. The average man is suffering more and more and more. But yet up there in Washington D.C., they're like, "Oh, everything's great. Things are going fantastic," and now there is chatter going on about you know uh, possible lockdowns happening again. At Rochester Regional is very much in the red. Yeah, well, and I think a lot of that is they've done it to themselves. To be honest with you, and again, strictly my opinion, when you had, when you fire a large amount of nurses because they won't comply, and I want you guys to think about that. Let's just think about that for a second. Healthcare professionals that are frontline people in the healthcare industry refuse to take something. Hmm. Do they know something? Do they have inside information? You know, or I, you know, I don't know. I don't even. We're not going to get into that, but I always found it amazing that Joe Blow, who was working, let's call the accountant, Joe Blow, the accountant, right? And everybody else that sat out there and was like, rah 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 rah, you got to do this. And then the nurse and the doctors who work in the field said, yeah, you know what, I don't know, I'm not real sure, but yet they're right and the doctors and the nurses are wrong. I find that very interesting. That's just a statement. I just I don't know, very very fun as far as that goes, but so what are we at? With 391 in the chat, guys. We're at 189 on the thumbs up. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel, and I thank you ahead of time. It really makes a big, big difference with the algorithms. So I appreciate it for that reason as well. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So let's see where we can get with the thumbs up today. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not setting a number tonight at this point. So maybe later we will. We'll see. But yeah, it's just so there's all this talk, and I'm seeing people out there. I'm seeing people out there, on social media and stuff. Whatever they come up with, don't comply, or whatever the case may be. Right? Whatever the case may be. Um, we all have choices to make, right? We all have choices to make. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what you should do because that is an individual choice, always has been an individual choice, should be an individual choice. And I will respect your right to do whatever you feel like you need to, but, you should also respect mine for whatever decisions that I make. Like I said, probably the two things for me that I just was like, these people are insane, insane. And they have been pushed over that edge, believe everything. Hey, Village Homestead, 2023 second quarter results from 26.2 increase in retail theft. Let's go for 350 thumbs up. If so, Hella will get a box of treats. Oh, that's cool. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So we're looking 350 guys for thumbs up, so Hella can get a box of treats from Village Homestead. So thank you very much. Yeah, retail theft that's insanity. That number. Thank you very much for sharing that. Thank you very much for the donation as well. So now we have a goal. We have 350 is the goal to get Hella a box of treats. So do your part to help poor Miss Hella out. She's wasting away because you can see that I never feed her because she's so thin. She's so abused. um, you know, like the theft thing, where unless they steal a certain amount of money, they don't even care. They don't even care, and they're stealing like crazy. I know that in some what brand of treats? Okay, here I'll show you what Hella loves. Okay, hold on. Hella absolutely loves these. Absolutely loves these. She goes bananas over these. So she just came out. She's like, "What do you got, Dad?" No, I'm not giving you any right now. I'm just showing them. I'm just showing them. Look at here. What? Come here. Come on. Gonna get that. Okay. Well, I got to give her one. See, now I got to give her one. Hold on. Hold on. But yeah, that's her thing. That's what she likes. I'm gonna set them over there. Okay, come here. Come on up here. Come on up. Get up here. Good girl. All right. So, she's spoiled badly. So, but anyway, she heard that bag. She's like, "Hey, what's going on? What's going on there?" But the theft is out of control. The law is not doing anything about that, which just that blows me away too. These people they just go in and steal whatever they want to steal. I mean, I've never seen like the smash and grabs that they do now, or you'll have 30 of them go into the store at the same time, and we hit 350 thumbs up. I will also donate to Hella. Oh, thank you, man. Troy, I appreciate that. Okay, guys. So now we got that goal. We got to hit 350 on a thumbs up for Hella, so she can get treats because she loves her treats. I will definitely tell you that. Um, but you'll get these groups that'll go in 30 at a time and they just steal everything and run out. What are the retail people supposed to do? Number one, what are they supposed to do? And a lot of these businesses now have a policy. They have a policy that you're not supposed to go after them. You just let them go. And you wonder why theft is up. I know that like they were talking, and not all, because I know like down here they're still using them like crazy, but they have the self checkouts at Walmart, and Walmart said, now, and so let's put this into perspective, right? Walmart said they had $5 billion that they lost because of theft last year, right? So they're and a lot of places are getting rid of the self checkouts because people are not paying; they're scamming it, whatever. Okay, so it's actually cheaper for them to have the people do it the other way. Now, what did they make last year? God, I can't remember exactly. It was like $261 billion in profits. If I'm wrong, somebody give me the correct number if you would. I would appreciate that. I don't remember exactly. I knew there was 5 billion in losses. That I knew. But I believe that the profit was like 261 billion, some crazy astronomical number, you know. So please don't feel bad for Walmart or the Walmart family. I'm sure they're doing just fine. But again, if you have that policy, right? If you have that policy, what do you expect is going to happen? You know, do you mean billion, JJ? Because I know it's way more than million. I think you mean 450 billion. Village Homestead says 572.75 billion. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean it's I knew it was like an astronomically large number. So, yeah, it's just so, you know, they have 5 billion in loss, but, made a ridiculous amount of money. So, but again, I'm not advocating theft at all. I don't think that that's the way to do it, but it happens. And if the policies are in place that they're not going to go after these people, all that does is incentivize them to go out and steal because they're like, well, hey, we're not going to get in trouble anyway. They're not going to chase us. If we get out of the store, we're good, you know? So again, I mean, I vote for a meetup at a West Virginia State Park this fall. Yeah, I definitely want to do that again. It's not going to happen this year for sure. We're going to have to see where we're at, you know, next year. Hopefully, we'll be in good shape, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, insurance covers theft anyway. Yeah, JJ's got that right. Yep. So they're covered, no matter what. But I'm gonna tell you what. If let's say I worked for Walmart, all right, and the guy's going out of the store and he's got a whole bunch of stuff he's stealing, it ain't mine. I'm not chasing him down. I'm not risking myself getting hurt or stabbed or shot because somebody's stealing stuff. Why should they? They're not paying you enough money to care about their stuff. I mean, it sounds terrible, but that's reality. You know, they need to change the policies, is what they need to do. They need to have more store security. They need to have the people there stopping people from just running out the doors. I mean, if you had, and realistically, if you had armed security standing at the exits, right, they wouldn't be doing it. They wouldn't be doing it. There's no way they're running in there, grabbing stuff, and running out the door if there's armed security. And the fact that it would have to come down to that is sad, in my opinion. But that's the society that we have right now. There is, I know a loss prevention person who had two thieves arrested and charged felonies for 15 cents each. This was back when people actually got in trouble for breaking the law. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, 15 cents. I mean, that's, but yeah, like I said, the whole policy has changed. Whole policy has changed. And like I said, all that does is the drug addicts can go in there. I was at Lowe's and I was talking to somebody at Lowe's, and any big ticket item at Lowe's is chained up. If you want to get a generator, if you want to get any kind of tools, they're all chained up. So you have to get somebody, like anything like a propane tank, whatever the case may be. You got to go get somebody. Chainsaw, if you're trying to get a chainsaw. And the reason is, like, I had bought obviously a generator at Lowe's, and when I went there, I had to get somebody. They came, and then they had to go up front with me. Are you doing any more shopping? I said, nope. I'm at this. All I'm getting. And they're like, okay, well, I got to go up front with you. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. What do I care? I'm paying for it. But it's unfortunately that's why they have to do it, because of the theft and people stealing everything. Oh yeah, the batteries for power tools, they're super super expensive, very expensive. So good to have. Definitely a nice thing to have. I know actually I've been charging up batteries today. It's one of the things that you'll see the video tomorrow at 3. It's already up. I finally cleaned up the rest and got things squared away in the battery room. Got Kim's stuff out of the pavilion, and it's now in the battery room as well. She had brought a bunch of food down this last time when the last get together. So I told her, I said, I'm going to get that in the battery room as soon as I get things squared away in there. And I got things squared away. Unbelievable. I got so much room now in the battery room. Still have more room in the storage unit that we got up now. It's awesome. It's awesome to have a whole bunch of room. So, but yeah, it's. I'm sure I'll find something to put in there. I'm sure I will. So, but they have armed security in every store in the Midwest. Do they? Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm in Baltimore City. You'll have people run into the meat section, grab up prime cuts, and then go down to the bar and sell it. Wow. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, because they don't want the meat; they want the money, so they can go get drugs or alcohol. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. You know, it's unfortunate. So we're at 263. So anybody that just jumped in, a couple people have stated that if we hit 350 thumbs up, they're gonna send donation for Hella to get treats. So let's get to that 350 thumbs up, guys, so that Miss Hella can have some treats. I did see a new big flat screen at Sam's today. I doubt I could run out with it. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Yeah, I'm not running out of anywhere with anything. I don't plan on running, period, if I do. My running days are over. I'm not real big into the whole running thing. All these locked up merchandise and guards at stores will make people shop online less hassle. I think you're seeing a lot more of that anyway, just because I'm going to give you an example of something. Now, I lived in Rochester, New York area for ever and ever and ever, right? Lived in the suburbs, lived outside the city, have lived in the city, off and on through the years. And, we had moved away from the city, when we got the first homestead in New York. So there was Grease Ridge Mall, there was Irondequoit Mall, and then there was uh, Henrietta, and Henrietta had a mall over there as well. Okay, there's another mall farther out, Eastview, but that's not on a bus line or anything like that. Okay, so what ended up happening? Now we had moved into Greece, New York, and that's where I lived for 8 years. When we first moved to Greece, New York, Grease Ridge Mall was an awesome mall to go to, fantastic mall to go to. What ended up happening? Irondequoit Mall, which was in a little bit of a rougher section or closer to a rougher section of the city, they had so much theft at Irondequoit Mall, they shut the whole mall down, shut it all down. So that one out of business, right? Next thing you know, all that element that was stealing over there started coming to Grease Ridge Mall, and I watched Grease Ridge Mall decline to a point where we hardly ever went there anymore. We just didn't go. It wasn't worth it. A bunch of teenagers and acting stupid and loud and boisterous and just being disruptive and all that. We were just like, yeah, you know what, we're done here. So and the one in Henrietta, and I can't remember the name of that mall, that one went way down as well. And I know the decline in people going into those malls because of the quality of the mall. And it's so the Irondequoit Mall, they were taught, well, it's still sitting empty to this day. All right, there's a couple, there was like one, maybe two anchor stores still there, but the rest of it is done. YTU 8685. Skimmers at the gas pumps again. Check the security seal before putting your card in or pay inside. Be vigilant, everyone. Oh, okay, they're doing that again. Yep. Thank you very much for sharing that information, and thank you very much for the donation as well. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Um, so anyway, there was talk about putting a casino in Rochester, and they were talking about putting a casino downtown. And I said back then, I said that'd be the stupidest thing that they could do, to put that casino in downtown Rochester. Nobody will go because it's in the city. It's Rochester has gotten worse and worse and worse. Car break-ins, thefts, robberies, the whole 9 yards. People won't go. I said they should take Irondequoit Mall and have turned that into a casino because the parking's already there. It's a big area. You could have security, and that would have been a good spot for it. They never did it. They never did it. So Irondequoit Mall still sits empty. The last I knew, it was empty. It's such a shame, such an absolute waste. And I think they were selling it to somebody else, and they were supposed to develop it. And it's just, when you have things and you have people will destroy things and then wonder why. Why are all the stores leaving? Why can't we have, a decent store in our neighborhood? Well, when you have everybody and their brothers stealing in those areas, and it's not about color, guys. So let me be clear about that. This is white, black, red, and yellow. Okay, everybody's in there doing that type of thing in those stores. So it's your upbringing is a lot to do with it. And if they say, hey, we're going to get over, we're going to get over, but then when the stores leave and you cry about it, that's nobody's fault but your own. That's the reality. You look at any of those corner stores, in the, if you want to call them, the ghetto areas of the city. They got bars on the window. They're locked in cages. The people behind the counters, because they're getting robbed and stuff all the time. It's crazy. It's crazy. They should turn malls into housing and gentrify the area with hipsters. Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, yeah, that would work, right? 11-year-old kid in Baltimore got caught stealing cars. This was his 12th time and was released back to his parents. That's nuts. That is crazy. 11 years old. That is absolutely, yeah, no hipsters allowed. That's funny. That's insane. And again, that's part of the problem right now. If that kid, he gets caught the first time, everybody makes a mistake. You give him a chance to do it. But when you get up to the third and the fourth time, just lock him up. Lock him up, because obviously they're not learning. If it's the 12th time and they turn him back to his parents again, uh, you know, that's insanity. That is absolute insanity. But this happens, guys. This is happening all over the place, and they wonder why. You know, I wonder why people are frustrated. You're working your butt off all the time. You're working overtime. You're trying to keep your head above water. Everything continues to go up and up and up. There's no money for discretionary spending. So you don't have extra money to do the extra things that you like to do. You're lucky if you can go on vacation, or if you have some place that you can go, to get away. It's just, it's tough. It's tough out there, and it's tough out there for everybody, you know? And, yeah, absolutely blame the parents, Robert, in that situation. But, with that kid. Yeah, that's yeah, whipped. Well, yeah, that would be a good start. That would be yeah, yeah, probably no dad in the picture, no family structure, no male positive role models to look up to. So, no, it's no. So okay, so Don says he's a minor, and they should be held accountable. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that, because I'll tell you what, I know what kind of hellion I was at 11, and there was nothing my parents could have done to stop it. Honestly, well, my dad wasn't in the picture anyway, but yeah, there's nothing nobody could have done to stop it. So it's you. They need to take those kind of kids. That's why there's a place up in New York, upstate New York, called Industry. It's for bad kids. And if you can't play by the rules, right, well, then you go to Industry. And that kid, by being his 11th time, or yeah, 12th time, I think it's a 12th time stealing a car. Yeah, he needs to be locked up. Sorry, you can't play by the rules. Well, then you can't be in society. That's part of the problem that we have right now. Part of the problem we have right now is that these parents, our judicial system is not holding people accountable. If you're doing the same crime, what was the one? There was some guy that was stealing cars out in California, and they got him like 3 times in 24 hours. Every time stealing a car, and every time it was catch and release. I mean, the criminals are probably laughing in the face. Yeah, remember back in the day? Yeah, you got a choice: military or jail. Yep, I remember that, Don. That was not my choice. I joined voluntarily. Just it wasn't because of any kind of thing that I did that I went in. I signed up in my senior year of high school. Actually, it was in January of my senior year. I went to the recruiter and said, "Listen, I want to join," and that was that. So they said, "We'll take you." All 142 pounds. So my brother had to make that choice, and it was the best thing for him. From what I keep hearing, though, Don, I'll be honest with you, the military is not the way that the military used to be. It's a whole different thing now. They have to coddle these recruits, which is absolutely ridiculous, because when you're in a combat situation, if you get put in a combat situation, nobody's coddling you then. You suck it up or you're going to eat one. And, so that just, what do it, 305, 45 more thumbs up, guys. 45 more thumbs up for Hella to get treats. So we got to hit 350. So let's work on that. Let's get that up to 350 for her. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to do egg count. So again, if we do the thumbs up first, again, it really does make a huge difference with the algorithms. So thank you for that reason. Also, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So how many eggs today? And yes or no for Miss Thickneck. So starting now. So give you guys a minute to get your guesses up here. And we'll go from there. You're confused. We do the egg count every time of the live stream, and the egg count is the chickens back in New York. How many eggs did they lay? And Miss Thickneck is a Easter egger. She only lays bluish green eggs, and she's the only one we got. So we know if she lays or not, because if there's no bluish green egg, then she didn't lay. So give you guys another moment to get your guesses up there. There are 14 hens now, I believe. Some of them are older, some of them are not laying anymore. So, okay, so first I'm going to tell you what happened yesterday, and then we're gonna go from there. Yesterday there was 8 eggs yesterday, and Miss Thickneck did lay yesterday. I have not seen a right answer yet today. You guys have not put up the right answer for today, but yesterday there was 8 eggs yesterday, and Thickneck did lay yesterday. So, looking at the numbers that were put up there, re-guess because nobody's right. I didn't think anybody would get it today, to be honest with you. When she told me how many eggs, I was actually telling Heather, I said, no, nobody's going to guess that. Nobody's going to get it. So, all right. If you had the same exact guess after much prodding and me like pulling teeth to get the right answer, Sharon Barrett with 2 eggs today and no for Miss Thickneck, then you are 100% correct. I was like, holy crap. I said, there's no way anybody's guessing 2 and no. And nobody did. So that's why we had to go back and do it again. So congratulations, Sharon, on the second try. You are 100% correct. And you won nothing. So congratulations for that. Yeah, I was just, what's the weather like in New York? I don't know. I didn't even ask him what the weather was up there today. I talked to Heather right around 7 o'clock. It was 10 after 7. She called me, and I called her earlier. I called her at like 6, but she didn't even get out of work until after 6. So, but anyway, so that yeah, so lazy chickens in New York today. Oh, and I'm going to tell you. So Becky's like been going nuts, trying to figure out what is going on. Why are these chickens not laying? So I got to tell you this story. You're gonna love this. Why are the chickens not laying? What's going on? What is happening? So she goes online and she looks. She's been giving them all these extra treats, like every day, giving them extra. She goes, the chickens are all fat. And what they said online was, if you are overfeeding your chickens and giving them too many treats, they're not eating, their meal that they need to eat to help them produce eggs, and they stop laying eggs. So the reason that a lot of these days that they're not getting any eggs is because Becky's been spoiling the chickens too much, and they're fat and lazy. So I just thought that was hilarious. Yeah, I missed the chickens too. I'll be honest with you. I enjoyed the chickens. They were a lot of fun. Um, so we will be getting chickens set up down here again. That is absolutely going to happen. So Sharon says, I will carry the torch until Sunday. There you go, Sharon. Yes, you get the torch, and until Sunday when we see how things go then. So we're at 332. So we need 18 more thumbs up, guys. We got two people said that they're gonna donate for Miss Hella's treat fund if we hit 350 thumbs up. So let's keep that going. Let's get that there, so Miss Hella can have more treats because that bag is getting empty. So actually, the other thing with that, they haven't really gone into molting this year. Only one of the chickens looks like it might be molting a little bit, and that was because they were overfed as well. So there's no molting. They haven't been molting at all because they didn't lose any feathers. So you have more in storage treats? I actually right now I don't, Larry. I absolutely do not right now at this point in time. So once that bag is gone, then we're gonna be in trouble. Well, Hella will be upset. What I'm gonna do, what I what what will trigger her to go back into heat if I get her around another German Shepherd, and I actually out and about in my travels, and I'll tell you what kind of person I am. So I'm out driving, right? And this is country, guys. You got to understand, we're like in the country. So I'm out driving around, and I come up on this house, and I got two German Shepherds in the front yard. A traditional looking, the black and tan German Shepherd, and then an all black German Shepherd. And oh my God, they were beautiful, beautiful dogs. And so I stopped the truck. I get out. I walk up to the fence, and of course, I give my hand this way. I always try to make sure, that they're gonna. And this dog was like super, super friendly, super friendly. Yeah, well, I'm in the boonies. Yeah, yeah. So, so I started petting this dog, and I'm like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. So, actually, what I need to do, I have to go back to that house, and it's off the beaten path. I mean, it is. I drive. I'm always looking what's out there, what's around, that type of stuff. And so there this house is way out there, and so I have to stop back by that house and say, hey, listen, is he fixed? Is he not fixed? Would you be willing to breed him? All I got to do with her is I start bringing her around and have the two of them hang out. That'll trigger her to go into heat. That'll trigger her to go into heat. So you guys are saying 350, but I'm seeing 349. So I'm seeing 349. I don't know why you guys always see one more than what I see, but that is. Let's keep them coming anyway, though, right? Now it says 350. That's weird. I don't know why it does that. So so it looks like Hella gets some treats. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. She'll appreciate that. You know, one of the things that I was going to talk about, a lot of the things that are going on, a lot of the things that are happening. Remember, a lot of things are strictly a distraction. They're meant to be distracting. They want to distract you. They want you to not pay attention to what's really going on. The other thing I was going to talk about, there was a couple hundred, I think it was at least 200 more indictments handed down, people being arrested for January 6th. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but that is definitely something that is happening. Uh, Put out a classified ad, loving Hella for looking for a date for a nice shepherd unfixed. Yeah, right. Oh, thank you, Malachi's Corner. Troy, wow, thank you very much. Appreciate it for the treats for Hella. Thank you very much. And Malachi's Corner as well. Thank you. You can buy freeze dried pet or do it yourself if you have a freeze dryer. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that information. Here's bothers me. Okay. Now I have never once said what happened January 6th was right. Okay. People were absolutely in the wrong, 100% in the wrong. I will say that till forever. Okay. But if the police are standing at the door, and this is my thought process. If the police are standing at the door and this crowd is moving in, and you just happen to be in that crowd. Now, I wouldn't have been, never would have been, and I told you guys why at the time. I'm gonna give you a little thing of what I talked about way back when. We're gonna talk. Hey, Village Homestead, Hell is Treat Fund. Thank you very much appreciated. Thank you. Well, we'll definitely make sure she gets taken care of treats wise. I'll probably go pick some up and I'll show you guys the next stream. I'll be like, here it is. Here's for Hella. Um, when that was happening, people asked me, "Are you going to January 6th?" And I said, "Absolutely not. There's no way, no how I will be down there." And people said, "Why not?" Right? And what I said was back then, I said, it's too easy to get yourself in a situation where you can get jammed up. And I said, you don't do anybody any good sitting in a jail cell. You don't do anybody any good sitting in a jail cell, right? None. So if you were there, participated, were in the Capitol building, uh, ended up getting arrested for that and charged with whatever they're charging these folks with, and now you're sitting in the jail cell for 3 to 5 years. What good did that do? Right? Now, we have to remember there was a tremendous amount of people down there. What, 250,000, 300,000 people down there. Not everybody went into the Capitol building. A lot of people did not. I didn't. If this was, well, I can't say it like that. I'll get in trouble if I say it a certain way, because if you listen to what they're saying, oh, this is terrible and horrible, and they were trying to overthrow and whatever the case may be. That's the accepted narrative, whatever. A lot of these people were not violent. A lot weren't. Uh, you know, it's unfortunate that a lot of people's lives have been ruined, right? Have been absolutely ruined, locked up, waiting to go on trial, and all those type of things. There were police officers in that crowd that lost their jobs. There was a lot of people that were everyday hard working American people that lost their jobs because of what happened that day. And again, poor choices, shouldn't have gone in there. No way they should have gone in there. I'll never forget, never ever ever forget. And I think I talked about it like right after it happened. And I had that picture of that one dude sitting at Pelosi's desk with his feet up on her desk. Remember that picture? I guarantee you, he did some serious time. Guaranteed, guaranteed, he did some serious time because they're making an example out of folks. That's what it was all about at the end of the day. But yet, and this is what I don't understand, really truly don't understand. Leading up to the election, how many cities around the country were on fire, being burned, crimes happening, people being attacked, federal agents being attacked, all those type of things. How many, and I'm curious because I don't know the answer to this, right? I don't know the answer to this. How many of those people, how many of those people went to prison? How many of those people got locked up and put away, right? Interesting. I think there needs not be a double standard. A crime is a crime, and if you're going to go hard on these guys for committing a crime, you need to go hard on these guys for committing a crime. All right, that's just my opinion on that. Like I said again, I will never say they did the right thing on January 6th because they did not. They should have never, ever, ever gone into that building. Um, there is talk that it was a setup. I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying it wasn't, but that has been put out there. Uh, there's also been talk, that there were government agents in the crowd. Again, I don't know the answers to those. I'm not saying there was, and I'm not saying that there wasn't. So let me just be really clear on that. So I'm not trying to give false information, not saying anything that's not true. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. You're always going to hear these type of things. The situation, what happened was a bad situation, unfortunately, and unfortunately, this what I'm saying is true. It's an unfortunate situation, and a lot of people got jammed up because of it. and their lives are ruined. That's a fact. Okay, that is a fact. You know, when you saw afterwards, remember the guy dressed up with the buffalo hat on and his face painted and all that type of stuff. Why didn't they? And Tucker Carlson had him on, and they showed the video of him being led around by certain police officers. Remember that? And he's walking by him. He's walking by him. Why were they not stopping him? The shaman, yes, the shaman. Why were they not stopping him? But he did time. He went to jail, right? So, you know, they took a deal. A lot of these folks took a deal. If you're looking like, it's okay, here you are. You thought you're part of something awesome and great, and now you're sitting in this in a jail cell. And the prosecuting guy comes up to you and says, "Hey, here's your deal. You're going to do 3 years in prison, or we're going to go after you and go after you hardcore, and you're going to do 10 to 15 in prison." What do you think you're going to do? If you're looking at, okay, they're going to give me 3 years, I could be out, right? You're going to go, okay, yeah, I'll plead guilty to that. And that's what happens with a lot of these folks, okay? That is what is exactly what happened with a lot of these folks. But their lives are ruined. Ruined. And to me, and I told you guys, I said, I will not be there. I'm not going to be there. No way, no how, not going to happen. And that was why, because you never know. And if you are in that mob mentality type of situation and you get caught up in a situation, and the next thing you do something that you normally wouldn't do, and you're going to get jammed up, not a good way to go. Not a good look. Not a good look at all. So, all right. So, what do we got? 389 in the chat. We're 379. We got to go for 400 thumbs up now, right? We got to do 400 thumbs up. Hella's already got her treats, and everybody's donated for that. And thank you very much for doing that. Very appreciated for her. And that was somebody's making that. Village Homestead started it. So just so you guys know, it wasn't me said, hey, if you donate this much or whatever. No. So appreciate the thumbs up. But let's see if we can hit 400. We're at 384. Again, it really does make a big difference with the algorithms. So the more interaction, the better. So it's appreciated for that reason as well. And let me get to my page here. And we are going to do some shout outs. Now, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. The biggest thing I want to tell you guys, if I don't like protesting, period, because it's just there's too many chances for things to go wrong. Even if you're 100% in the right, okay? Too many chances for things to go wrong. I would caution you to be cautious. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to tell you not to go. If you want to go and you feel like you want to go, go. I don't care. Do what you got to do. But realize, okay, there's a possibility you put yourself in danger. Let me ask you this question before we do the shout outs. Kent State. Who remembers Kent State? You think those protesters that went to Kent State that day realized that some of them would be shot and killed? You think they would have been there if they had known that they would be shot and killed? I don't think they would have been. I don't think they would have been. 425 thumbs up, and Ed gets more cheese. It's, oh my God. That is too funny, Troy. That is hilarious. All right, so let's do some shout outs, guys. We have Heavenly Hills Homestead, really nice channel, very down-to-earth people, growing giant vegetables, showing you all that and doing the things that he's doing there. Definitely check him out. Real good guy. You have Icky Can up in Canada. I like Icky. He's been around for a long time doing his thing, living off-grid up in Canada, so definitely check him out as well. You have Angry Prepper. That is Jason down in New York City. Jason is an awesome guy. Definitely go and show him some support on his channel. You have Alaska Prepper, and that is Rudy, another really down-to-earth guy. He's doing really, really good, so definitely check him out. There's Alaska Granny. You have Sean James with the Sean James channel and My Self-Reliance. Two different channels, same guy. Definitely check him out. Unbelievable watching him build. He's up in Canada doing building up there, and he is he's just incredible to watch what he's doing. And so then there's Demcad. I like Demcad as well. There's Corporal's Corner, Bjorn Hansen. You have 80K Man up in the Adirondacks. There is Bizariza Jizza, who does the Carrington Chronicles. It's a very good story. There is Marfugal News, Adam and Dax out on the West Coast. Definitely check them out as well. Adam's a real down-to-earth guy. Good channel out there. Let's see. You have Magic Prepper in North Dakota. There is Wranglestar. Wranglestar is another good guy, good channel. Cody, a lot of good information with his channel. Red Poppy Ranch. You have Survival Lily over in Europe. There's Kyle's Cabin with Kyle and Sierra doing their thing up in Minnesota. Real nice young couple up there. There's Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods, husband-wife team, 2 different channels. They split their time between Michigan and Alaska. Real good folks there as well. You have Green Greg's. There is Southern Prepper 1. Southern Prepper 1 does his Boots on the Ground series. Really good information there. You have Gray Man Prepping. There is St. Bernard Acres with Joe. There is Doug and Stacy. They've been around a long time. A really good channel as well. A lot of good information with their channel. The Nomadic Movement down in Panama. Nice young couple down there living off grid down there. You have the Green Dream Project. Nice young couple out there living off grid in the desert, showing you how. Camping with Steve Wallace doing stealth camping. There's Bush Doctor Survival. You have Monkey Works. There is the Needy Homesteader. She's been around a long time. Another really good channel. There is Boss of the Swamp. Unbelievable builder again. Great guy to watch build, so definitely check him out as well. There is Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. I think Diamond's a fantastic guy. Very, very smart. Definitely go show him some support. There is Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. You have City Prepper. There's Lumina Acres. Suspicious Observer. Bear Independent. The Uneducated Economist, Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands of La Palma, Mary Greeley News giving you all the latest of what's going on with Yellowstone and all that as well. There is Adapt 2030. There is Malachi's Corner. You have Ice Age Farmer. If you're going to get your weather, there's only one guy that you should be getting your weather from, and that is Ryan Hall Y'all. Ryan Hall is very passionate about the weather. But when there's a disaster someplace, he gives back in a huge way, and I have a ton of respect for him for doing that. Real, real good guy. There is Russell Brand. Russell Brand is another good guy. Gives you the information and lets you decide what you want to do with it. I like that. Where was I? Deep South Homestead. Another really family-friendly oriented channel. Very down-to-earth. Check them out as well. There is The Outsider. The Fit Farmer. You have Prep Rebel, Simple Life Reclaimed. There is Townsend's showing you what it's like to live in the 1800s. You have The Prepared Mind. There's Pinball Preparedness. You have East Tennessee Preparedness, The Economic Ninja, and last but not least, Little House Off Gritty, another really good channel down in Tennessee. A lot of good information out there, folks, and a lot of you put other channels that you like as well in the chat, which is perfectly fine. I think we should be supporting each other. I think it's important to look at different perspectives with people and say, okay, what do they look at? What do they see? What's somebody else seeing? And look at those different perspectives. I think that that is a good thing. What do we get? 400 thumbs up. We're down to 305 in the chat. So let's see. Can we hit 425? Can we hit 425? Running out of time, but I think, I don't know, maybe. Let's see if we can do it just for why not, right? So again, if you have not shot that thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. Also, it does make a huge difference with the algorithms. So the more interaction, the better for the channel. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. So 406. So 19 more, guys. Let's get that 425 before we jump off of here. I'm going to continue, always going to continue to encourage you to prep, continue to get ready, put yourselves in situations to win. It is a game. If you don't believe it's a game, it really, truly is. We have to realize that we're being played constantly. So the more that you put yourself in a situation to win, the better off you're going to be. Give yourself every advantage that you possibly can be. Again, and I repeat this one a lot, I'm going to say it again. 95% of people are not prepared for a 2-week disaster. 2 weeks. They're not prepared. I was just talking to Rob, and where he's working, they sold they sold 11 generators today because they had a power outage up there in that area where he's at, and they ended up selling 11 generators. And you know what he told me? He said, "Let me tell you what the sad thing is. As soon as the power comes back on for these folks, a lot of them are going to bring those generators back. That's sad." And he goes, "It's the stupidest thing." He goes, "Where we're at," and he's up in Pennsylvania, and I'm not going to say exactly where. He said that they have power outages all the time. And so, to me, if you know that there's a possibility that power outages are going to happen, why would you? Okay, you got the generator. You're one of the lucky ones that got one. Set it aside, keep it, run it once a month. Make sure that you're doing your maintenance on it. You're making sure everything is running great. That's what you want. You know, it is amazing to me. It is amazing to me how people continue to do nothing and think that things are going to be different and that things are going to change. It's insanity. It is absolute insanity. So, yeah, they got hit last night too. Michigan is 400K without power. Wow, that's a lot of people. A lot of people without power. And these things happen, guys, all the time. And it baffles my mind that they don't wait. And here's the worst part, realistically, a lot of people don't wait till the last minute. They wait till after the event has happened, and then they go, "Oh my God, what are we going to do?" Insanity. It's insanity to me. I don't get it. I never will get it. It's just it drives me absolutely crazy. Drives me absolutely crazy. But again, 95% of people are not prepared for a 2-week disaster. I got a couple of friends that live in Michigan and their power's out more than it's on. Wow, that's crazy. So if you knew that and you knew that was going to happen, why would you not do something about it? Not prepare, get ready to be in a better situation for that type of stuff. You know, it's baffling to me. But yet they don't. So if you are going to do it, and if you're going to prepare and you're going to get ready, just think of what a huge advantage that is for you guys. It's a huge advantage. It puts you in a situation where you're not having to struggle. You're not having to either be in extreme cold or extreme heat, and you're doing what you need to do. So unreal, but nothing changes. Yeah, FEMA will take care of us. Yeah, that's right. Oh, my brother says, "Oh my God, that's crazy." Yeah, yeah. You and everybody, him and everybody else is standing in line for hours and hours waiting for their handout. I don't want to wait for a handout. I want to have everything that I need right here, be as ready as I can be. And when something happens, then I just deal with it. So we're at 412. We need 13 more thumbs up, guys, to hit 425. And I won't ask again if we hit 425. I promise. I will. I'll leave it at that. All right. So let's get those. Let's get 12 more thumbs up. Let's hit 425, and I won't ask again for the rest of the stream. I promise. All right. We are Legion. We are many. We are all over the country. We're all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? So now we're at 415. We need 10 more, guys. 10 more. We have Melbourne, Australia with Philip in the house. Good evening, Philip. I hope you're doing well. Edgewater, Florida with Judy. The beautiful Pennsylvania Wilds with Pennsyltucky Granny. Omaha, Nebraska with Larry. Arizona with David. New York State with Lorianne. Inverness, Florida with Clyde in the house. Rhonda in Ohio. We have Nebraska. Troutman, North Carolina with Troy. Hamilton, Ohio. Canada with Janet in the house. East Central Illinois. Franklin County, Ohio. We have Jupiter, Florida's in the house. Dallas, Texas. Indiana. Somerset, Pennsylvania with Judy. We got Connecticut with Matt is in the house. North Carolina. We have Texas is in the house with Dust Devil. Rolling Meadows, Illinois with Katrina. West Virginia with Morning Light. Greenlee County, Arizona with Codster. Union City, Pennsylvania with Richard. Sean the Englishman in Chatham, Canada. Waterloo, New York with Sharon. Greensburg, Pennsylvania with I don't know. Carlise in the UK with Anne. Thanks, Anne, for staying with us and staying up late. Very much appreciated. Smoky Mountains with Lena. Ontario, Canada with Terry. Des Moines, Iowa with Kaylin. North Carolina with Malachi's Corner. East Texas with Nathan. Michigan in the house with Tess. Ulster Park, New York with Francine. We got Michigan again with Michigan Lifestyle. West Central Ohio with Dale. So again, we're all over the country. The UP of Michigan with Dawn. All over the world. We're a huge network of people. We're the ones that can make a difference now, and we can make a difference afterwards. We got Mesquite, Texas with The Traveler. Verone, BC, Canada with Gypsy Mama Prepper. You know, we're the ones, guys. We can make a difference. We really, truly can. We can make a difference helping people now, trying to wake people up. After an event is when it's going to be really important. There's going to be a lot of people that are really going to be willing to listen after an event. And so we're going to be in a position to really help people. Medina, Tennessee with Marcia. So again, we're all over the place, all over the world, all over the country. Huge amount of people, really big time. So 422, 3 more thumbs up, guys, for 425. And again, I said I won't ask for the rest of the stream once we hit 425. So, but again, continue to prep, continue to get ready. It is really, really important. I would hate to see something go down. And here's my scenario. You want my scenario? I'm going to give you my scenario. The most plausible time for something to happen, in my opinion only, okay? Middle of winter, for several reasons, right? Several reasons. If the power grid goes down in the middle of winter, and that would be the most likely scenario, in my opinion, as well, as the power grid going down. Power grid goes down, middle of winter, a tremendous amount of people will freeze to death in their own homes. A lot of people will freeze to death in their own homes. In the middle of winter, you're not going to be able to go out and be a grower and a gatherer as far as food goes, because it's not going to be available, especially in the Northeast. Any northern country or any northern state, you're not going to be able to go out and pick anything off the fruit tree, nothing out of your garden. So you're going to have what you have. And if the food is not available, you're going to be in big, big trouble. So that would be most likely scenario, in my opinion, would be in the middle of winter. Troy, enjoy your treats. Thank you, Troy. I appreciate that. I will do my best. Thank you very much. But, you know, just be as ready as you can be, folks. Don't be that victim. Don't be the other subscriber's brother that's going to stand in line, you know, with thousands of other people waiting for a handout. If you are prepared, you don't have to stand in that line. And that's important. That is important. So we found that out in Texas a couple years ago. I'll bet you, Sonia. And those should be wake-up calls for people. They really should be wake-up calls. Some people are waking up. Not a lot, unfortunately. So we're at 4:30. So see, I won't ask for any more. You guys are awesome. You got way past what we had anticipated or hoped for. So that is awesome. So, but yeah, not a good situation at all. So anyway, guys, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. You ladies and gentlemen are awesome. I very much appreciate what you do. So thank you for supporting the channel by being here, keeping it clean and stuff like that. It's very much appreciated. I want to thank all of you guys for being here, supporting the channel as well. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy these chats, and hopefully we can learn from each other. You guys ask great questions, which I think is important as well. And, you know, we're just going to keep driving forward. That's all any of us can do, is just do the best that you can, little by little. And when times go sideways, what you got to do and take care of your business. And that's important. All right. So remember, folks, we truly are all in this together. We're one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we truly will be in much, much better shape. We really have to stop letting them divide us. Okay. We really do. Race, religion, political affiliation, all tools used to keep us fighting amongst each other, which is ridiculous. Unnecessary nonsense, means nothing. Nothing. If we come together and work together to make people's lives better, what an amazing thing that could be. And I'm talking simple stuff that we could do, like cleaning a waterway up, getting something where people can get fresh water that aren't getting fresh water. I'm thinking Flint, Michigan, right, where they've got things so screwed up there, it is ridiculous. If we came together as humans and looked out for other human beings, it'd be amazing. Wow, here's the problem, let's solve it. What do we do? What do we got to have? Let's get it done, right? Simple, simple, but they don't want that. They don't want it. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really, really important that you tell the people that you care about every single day how you feel. Last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to accomplish, whatever you're trying to do, if you work at it methodically, it will happen. If you set realistic goals, and you go, okay, this is a goal I can achieve, I'm going to work towards it, and I'm going to get it done. And you know what the funny thing is? Once you do that, you cross it off the list, that's done. Then you can move on to something else. And it's amazing with that philosophy how quickly things can get accomplished and how much you can get done. It's awesome. So I'm going to encourage you all to do that. All right. Also remember, guys, just hang in there. Hang in there. Don't listen to negative people telling you what you can't accomplish. You can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. Really. I mean, the only one stopping you is you. That's it. All right. Have a great night, everybody. I hit with 434 for the thumbs up, which is awesome. Appreciate the support, and I will see you. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.